This is Larry Jordan, the host of the Digital Production Buzz. The following interview is an excerpt from a recent program. To hear the entire program, visit digitalproductionbuzz.com. Sam Mestman is the workflow architect for FCPWorks, a leading integrator for the Final Cut Pro 10 platform. He's also the CEO of We Make Movies, the world's first community-funded production company. But he has an even deeper secret, which I'm going to tell you about in just a minute. Hello, Sam. Welcome back.
Hey, Larry. How you doing?
Hey, Sam.
We are doing great.
Oh, hey, Mike.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sam, let's get right to the star part of this. You were involved in setting up the workflow for the recent Will Smith film Focus. What did you do?
Well, basically, it was a privilege to go and work with all the guys from Focus. Sorry, I've got a little bit of an echo on my side, but we basically put together the workflow to allow the first group of editors to edit a studio feature on Final Cut 10. And the truth of the matter is we kind of proved that you can do it. And it was a pleasure to work with Jan Kovac, Len Ficara, and the team to go and make this thing happen. And what I did was largely help the studio approve the process, and then was there during production and then on through post. I remember we had a bit of a conversation while I was there in New Orleans as that was happening that I guess we can now talk about. And that was right before you were at, I think, where was it? IBC? I think you made the announcement.
Yep.
So that was right when that was happening. I think almost 2 years ago now, and now the movie's out, and it's pretty clear that this actually did happen.
The film was edited in Final Cut Pro 10. Did they work with a custom version of Final Cut, or was it off the shelf?
This was entirely off the shelf. This was with shipping software throughout. There was no custom version. This is the way we made the movie, and it got better as we went along. We transitioned from 10.9 to 10.1 when 10.1 came out, the library model, and we finished in 10.2 when it was all said and done.
Really?
And so, you know, I think the workflow grew and evolved as the software grew and evolved, and we incorporated new tools like the Mac Pro and a new version of Xan and Mavericks and all of these other things. It was kind of a journey, I guess, from where we started to where we ended.
Isn't the rule as a consultant is to tell your people that they're not supposed to upgrade during a project?
Well, in the Final Cut 10 world, we do things a little bit different. The truth of the matter is there were some very clear reasons why we made those decisions, and there was clear workflow reasons. And, you know, it was a judgment call, definitely, but the fundamental app and some of these and the way that things work shifted so much between 10.9 and 10.1 that it was a call that we had to make, although we did not take it lightly.
Workflow is a delicate balance between engineering and editing. What makes the creation of a workflow so interesting to you?
I think the most important aspect of workflow is figuring out how to get from the shortest way from point A to point B. And I think so often in terms of the way teams, it's not just about the software you use. It's how are you going to get from set to the DIT, to dailies, to editorial, to sound, to color, to VFX. What is your pipeline? And assembling that and going from department to department, I think, and figuring out what the best way to do that for a team is what's really interesting on the workflow side. It's not just about, well, we're going to edit here, we're going to do this many revisions, and this is the process. It's literally, how are you going to take this thing that's shot on set and get it up onto a screen in front of millions of people? And that, I think, there's a lot more to that than just what NLE you're using.
Oh, I'm a firm believer there's a whole lot more than just the software you use for editing. And thinking of that, part of what makes editing such a challenge is the amount of storage that we need for our products. And I can't go anywhere on the web today without reading about this shared storage product you announced yesterday. Tell us about it.
Well, actually, it's kind of interesting. Mike, you saw this in person last night, but it's right here. This is it. So
it's a big box. It's a huge box.
It's got blinking lights on it.
It's got blinking lights. Or do those lights blink?
Blinking lights, and it's a box. That's literally all it is. You know, it's simple. Most people are used to seeing a giant rack and a chassis and all of this other stuff, and it's loud. And you know, I'm doing this interview right now. Do you guys hear a server going?
No, I don't.
No, we had this set up last night with about 7 computers and 7 monitors in this box. You couldn't hear a thing, and it's in this small, intimate place.
But Sam, it's a server. Why should we care? I mean, it's just yet another server, is it not?
Well, you know, I mean, you could say that about anything, but what it really is a collaborative workflow solution that allows a group of editors to work with their Final Cut 10 libraries on the server, which I think is a fundamental difference to what most people currently are able to do. And not only that, but we were shooting out 84 streams of 4K across 6 machines last night. So the power and throughput that you can do at the price point that we're delivering at, you know, I would love to see someone else show me a better solution, because we designed it because we were looking for a solution that didn't currently exist on the market.
So when you say we, who's we, and does this thing have a name, or is it just the big box with green lights?
So I literally just pushed publish, and I think there's a couple changes that I need to make on the new site. So the official promotional flyer is there for the LumaShare, which is what this is called, and I think you know Neil Smith pretty well, and this is from LumaForge. Neil Smith is actually the designer, and he is the person who put the pieces together, and I kind of came in and helped refine the workflow and how this might work for a Final Cut 10 user, and really, to be honest, the creative work group in general. This works just fine with Premiere, Resolve, etc. It's not just for the Final Cut 10, but it is optimized for it. And it is LumaForge.com, and I've got a couple revisions to make, but it's launching May 1st. So that is when the new site's going to debut. We've got a little bit of a placeholder with the announcement now, and I'm looking forward to seeing the video from last night, but we're really excited about it.
Is anybody actually using this yet, Sam?
There is, actually. He was there last night. You know Chuck Braverman?
Yeah, well, we all do.
So Chuck Braverman has this in his office currently at the moment, and Patrick Southern, who was helping us with the demo last night, is putting it through its paces, and they are cutting. This is in the wild, it's working, and we're looking forward to hopefully a lot more in the wild.
And it's pretty much plug and play.
I mean, it's as plug and play as collaborative workflow gets. It ships with IPs built in. It ships with, you know, you can connect clients immediately. If you're going to go into Final Cut 10, there's a couple things that we want to do for you to optimize. But aside from that, you know, you can go and be up and running out of the box like it's configured for you.
Very quickly, about how much storage and what price range?
Okay, so HD workflows start from about $9,000. And 4K workflows start from about 23,000. So basically, depending on what type of drives and how many users, the price is going to fluctuate. You can also do SSD workflows, and those prices start at around, I think, $50,000. But I think the sweet spot for 4K is 2.5-inch drives. So you can 9 to 15 3.5-inch drives.
And
36.
Sam, I'm going to cut you off. Where can people go on the web to learn more about this toy quickly?
LumaForge.com.
That's all one word, LumaForge, LumaForge.com. Sam Mestman is a workflow architect for FCPWorks. Sam, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Larry.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Sam.